these are some of the things you get. Your charge cord. These are some of the drawer things. The best advice I can give you is separate and isolate all your hardware. These guys did a good job. They actually bagged everything, and if you can see, sorry about the mess, they're lettered A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and numbered. But the hardware is what's important, because you gotta put in the right hardware for the right setup. So yeah, you want to just get everything out of the box and lay it out on the floor. And I'm sure this is very messy compared to a lot of the other YouTubers. But just lay everything out, and then, you know, start with step one, which in this one, this is gonna say to put these two racks together. So let me do that. So in this case, it's asking for this tool here, which is an Allen key. So we're going to open that. This guy, the Allen key. And it's asking for these guys. You know what? This is going to be harder than I thought. It's hard to film, hard to talk, hard to do everything at once. So there we go. Ripping these apart. And these. Where's the instruction? Alright. Okay, so this thing actually goes inside. Alright. So, with these, I don't know if you can see this. So this one is number 3, and it joins with this guy, which is number 5. Okay? So 3 and 5, so odds. Just remember that. And then these guys are threaded in one direction. So it's going to go in like so. Don't drop it in there, because it'll go all the way down. See? So it'll come right out though. Then you can just screw it in here. Hang on. So, finessing. That's it. So, this is how they're gonna look. Oops. I guess, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Okay. So, number 3, number 5, and then you got these bolts in there held by these little bracket things. Okay, and obviously look at all your shelf. They're all going to be pointing up, right? So it's common sense. Then you tighten them down. First you just hand tighten them, and then you tighten it all the way down. Okay, so one side done. This is number 3, number 5. Held on with these brackets. Okay, they go inside here, and that's how they're held on by these screws. they give you the Allen so you can tighten them down. So one side down, and then you got to repeat on the other one. The other one is going to be even, which is number 4. And 6. 4 and 6. Okay? So let's do these. So let me clarify again. You can see the hole. You see this bracket with the threads. So obviously they go in, and then you just start one of the screws, right? Oop, you drop one, but you drop, or I'm sorry, you start one of the screws. Okay, jeez, can I get this in? There we go. Okay, so, and you hand tighten them. You just hand tighten them in. So run it all the way down, right? All the way down that you can. Okay, I know I'm using a wrench here, but I'm just trying to speed things up. I wish they would have just gave us just the Allen without the little screwdriver on the end, because that way I could use it to turn it like this. But see, you get it started, right? So now it's held in place, and you don't have to worry about it being too loose. You're going to repeat it on the other side, same thing. Again, guys, when you're doing these, keep it loose. You don't want to tighten them down either one side yet until you got all 4 of the screws all the way walked in, okay, with your fingers, and then you can tighten it. Otherwise, you might have a hard time aligning them, or it might not align right. So that's why you want them only finger tight, and then tighten it down with the wrench. Okay, so we got step 1 done, right? We built the 2 racks. My racks are right there. Now we gotta go to step 2. Step 2 tells us that we're gonna put these standing up using these little bars, okay? And then we're gonna join them together. So that's gonna be like the foundation of the cabinet. So eventually it's gonna look like this. So we gotta find 4 of these square tube looking things, and then we gotta get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 number, or 8 pieces of A's. Okay? Correction. There's 3 pieces of 7s. 1, 2, 3, and 1 pieces of 8. And this is what I got. So the number 8 has a hole in the middle, okay, and that one goes in a particular place. Now I don't know which way is front, but we're gonna figure this out, because you see the L brackets of the drawers, where the drawers are gonna sit. So the 8 is gonna face out. Okay, I don't know. Okay, so once you get the orientation right, you can go ahead and start locking in these 7s. Again, you just want things hand tight at this point. So you got all your 7s, which is going to be the 2 top ones, the bottom rear, and your 8 is going to be in the front of this setup. Remember, that hole has to point out to the front. Just like the other ones, you do everything finger tight first. can use the wrench to tighten it down. You don't gotta be a He-Man to tighten these down. Just just adequate pressure. That's it. Be careful, guys. You put too much pressure, it's gonna round up this Allen key that they gave you, and you're gonna have a hard time putting the rest of these bolts on. So not too much pressure. And unfortunately, they didn't give you another Allen key. Luckily for me, I'm a mechanic and I have one of these. You could pick up a set from Walmart. I seen them. They're like $5. I think that's a better bet. Just they're like the screwdriver style, and there's a whole bunch of bits in them. I'll try to see if I can get you a picture. If it's not 5, it might be 10 or 15, but it might be worth it because fooling with this is ridiculous. You're gonna strip out the heads on the bolt, then you won't be able to tighten them. So here it is. 7 on the top, 7 on the top back, 7 on the bottom back, and then 8 in the front with this hole in the front facing out, just like the rest of them. Okay? And then obviously okay, so now we're on to step 3, which it looks like we just gotta put those little brace things on. It's 3 pieces of the screws B and those bars. Sorry. 2 pieces of these little bars, and they go in those holes that are on the back that I just pointed out, which I thought was the front, but it's at back. These really don't have any directions. Just you just clip one on here, and then clip one on here. And the back one, just sandwich both of them. Again, finger tight until you got all of them on. And then go ahead and tighten it down with your wrench. Okay, there you go. Okay, so step 4, it tells you to invert this thing, and then we're going to put piece number 1 and tie it down. Okay. Here's piece number 1. I am impressed. It came with these corner guards, which is good. And the wood, it is particle board, but it's nice and thick. It's not like flimsy, so not bad. Almost a ½ inch thick, I would say. See? Look at that. Yeah. Nice. Okay, the reason they want you to invert the table is because these screws have to go in here. They have to go in here through the hole of this thing. Alright? Best thing to do is, you know what? Just copy exactly how they have it in the picture, and then you put it exactly like that in the picture. That way you know where the square goes, you know? The square is facing those little bars that you put in the back. I don't know which way is back or front, but what I'm saying is from the picture. See, this is in the back when they have it inverted. And so are those little rods, right? So that's how you do it. Okay, so we're on step 5. You still leave the table or the thing right, same way, leave it up. And then you put in number 2, but these bolts go through the side, and this is D. Number 2, and we got the corner guards. This one's a little bit thinner, but it's pressed particle board. Not bad. I don't think there's a wrong or right way to put this on. Just pick your best side that you like. The number 2 board is a little tricky. You have to slide it in, kind of opening like at a 45 degree, you know, and then kind of like place it down against each other. Let me show you, because you're not going to get it in. So take your best side and then like this. And then the key is to get one of the bolts through. You gotta kind of feel it. This will be difficult. I can tell you that right now. This will be difficult. You gotta be kind of a little bit mechanically inclined. This one you gotta feel for. Gotta feel for the hole. And it's kind of hard to do because you're working in the blind. But I'll give you a little tip. What you gotta do, let me at least get these started. Have your Allen wrench ready. That way you can start to screw these in. Again, you're not going to tighten them down, but you won't be able to get these in far by hand. So again, this loose, but I'll show you the trick on this side. What you do is you put it through the hole, you lower the board a little bit, and then you see your screw. Hopefully the camera can pick that up. You see the screw on top of the board, so you pull the screw out, and then you lift it, and then you could kind of screw it in a little bit by hand, and then you just work it in, and you'll see it'll catch the hole. Yeah, without forcing it. And then pinch it with your hand, that way you know you're not outside that hole, otherwise this particle board, it would bulge up, and you would wreck it. So yeah, you can do that to all 4 sides. You kind of feed it through, and then feel for the hole, and then just start screwing it in. You'll know when you're in. Alright. With this, number 2, or any of the other ones, guys, don't over tighten them. These are not meant to be super tight. You don't want them flimsy, but you don't want to like be cranking on it where this is going to pull out of the wood. It's pressed material, pressed particle board. It's just going to come apart. Okay, look at that. We're moving along. We're at step 7. This one is telling us to plug this guy in. Not into the wall outlet, but into the desk. So, it's kind of vague. It just tells you to route the wire. So let's do that. In the picture or the instruction, it's kind of telling you to put it through the side or something, but really there's nothing that's going to be able to hold the wire. So now we're just going to snake it through and then put it in. And then let's see, I'm sure this will have to get snaked somehow. Let me put the 2 screws in here. It didn't tell us what screws. That's weird. Yeah, it sure didn't. It does not tell you what screws to put on the top of this. But I'm going to assume it's going to be the smallest one, which is letter E. Because there's 2 quantities of those. And there's 2 holes in that outlet. It's gonna be these guys. It's letter E. Hand tight only. These are very cheap. Okay? Meaning, don't use a power tool. Just hand tighten these guys. Don't go crazy. Okay, so the next step is to install the drawers. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 drawers. They're all the same. That's what we're going to do, is start it. It doesn't look too bad. Looks like we just Velcro on or clip on. I'm not sure. We'll find out. I'll let you know. Okay, so the drawers are all number 11s. But they are not all number 11s. And then this is, they already come assembled actually. And I think this piece goes in here. Really, the instruction doesn't say. Yeah, so it gives it a little bit of you know, gives it a little bit of secureness. Yeah, see, so that makes it a drawer. That's cool. There's really no screwing except for just the handles. You're really at home run now. Just gotta do 4 of these and you're done. Not too bad. Handles, you get 4 of these, bunch of the little screws, and that's the last of it, guys. And then you got all, everything together. All right, guys. So here it is. It's a nice little simple drawers. I did miss one thing, guys. This LED packet must have fell out, but I guess it's easy enough to install. It's got like a sticky tape in the back, and I'm assuming you just put this underneath that table part, and then that USB is where this would plug into, so that would give you your light.